Today, we'll show the most unusual and mysterious finds that have been found in Egypt, from a city devastated by an ancient plague, to hundreds of strange sarcophagi. And at the end, I will tell you about the frightening voids in the Pyramid of Giza, which were reached with the help of modern thermal imaging cameras. What's in there? Watch it till the end. And I'll start with the plague of Cyprian. While archaeologists were excavating in the majestic ancient city of Luxor, which took place from 1997 to 2012 on the grounds of ancient Thebes, they came across a shocking find. What was there? They found traces of an ancient pandemic known as the Cyprian plague. This ominous ailment, presumably smallpox, crushed the Roman Empire in the mid-50s AD, at a time when the empire was already experiencing deep internal crises in the 3rd century. The pottery found suggests that the epidemic swept across the Roman Empire, killing many people in the 3rd century. Historical chronicles claim that in Rome itself, up to 50,000 people died from this scourge. Pontius of Carthage, who wrote the biography of Cyprian, described how this terrible epidemic did not spare a single house, wreaking havoc and death. And now that I've started talking about perdition, what do you say about the real Book of the Dead? In early 2023, a mysterious ancient Egyptian book was found. Despite its macabre name, this book was not intended to revive the dead. It was a collection of spells and guides for the deceased on their final journey to the afterlife. This 16-meter-long funerary text has already been recognized as one of the most significant artifacts for understanding the history of ancient Egypt. The scroll is believed to have belonged to a high-ranking man named Yamos. Yamos died about 300 BC, during the Ptolemaic dynasty, and this scroll was hidden in his sarcophagus. Made in black and red ink, the texts and illustrations on the papyrus describe various aspects of the afterlife as seen by ancient Egyptian priests. But trust me, that's not the darkest thing I'm going to show you today. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb a century ago marked a landmark event in archaeological science, and research in the region is still yielding impressive finds. In November 2022 in Saqqara, archaeologists discovered more than 20 interconnected deep shafts. In these underground structures, they found many burials with mummies believed to have belonged to close associates of Tutankhamun. The uniqueness of these burials is emphasized by sarcophagi decorated with scenes from the Book of the Dead. In addition, during the same excavations, the pyramid of the ancient Egyptian queen Neith was found, about whom until then almost nothing was known, only scraps of myths and legends. The discovery of the ruins of an ancient temple, dedicated to the sun god Ra, was also a significant development for archaeology. These remains were found just 20 kilometers from Cairo, and the temple is believed to be about 4,500 years old. Researchers suggest that the temple was erected during the 5th dynasty of ancient Egypt, between 2465 and 2323 BC. This was the time when the veneration of the sun god Ra reached its peak. The temple was built of adobe bricks, and its walls were covered with plaster in black and white colors, which was then decorated with paintings. Some of these murals have survived to this day, being of great value in understanding the art and culture of the time. Now, I may get a little creepy. What do you think of the discovery of 12 severed human hands, all of which were right hands? Horrible? Well, the archaeologists rejoiced. These hands were put on display in front of the entrance to the throne room of the palace, apparently to impress visitors. This fact dates back to the period between 1640 and 1530 BC. Examination of the bones showed that the hands belonged to adults, presumably men, aged between 14 and 60. The bones showed no signs of disease or age-related changes. At the time, Avaris was the capital of the Hyksos, a mysterious people who conquered much of Egypt. It has been suggested that the severed hands were part of some macabre ritual practice, perhaps symbolizing victory over enemies. Although such rituals have been depicted on ancient Egyptian reliefs, this is the first time real evidence of such practices has been discovered. In 2017, archaeologists made a unique discovery that shed light on the daily life of the ancient Egyptians. While studying the pyramids, they noticed the papyrus used to wrap mummies. While new papyrus was an expensive material, the ancient Egyptians reused the already written papyrus for lining sarcophagi using a technique similar to modern papyrmuck. This allowed not only to use the material sparingly, but also made the sarcophagi particularly decorative. These texts contain shopping lists and tax returns of the time. Yes, people in ancient Egypt also gave a portion of their income to the state. These findings have greatly expanded our understanding of how the ancient Egyptians lived. It turns out that their daily chores and responsibilities were remarkably similar to those of today, which is mind-boggling, because we're talking about years before Christ. In one of the ancient Egyptian tombs, scientists found unusual objects' heads made of limestone. This discovery has become a real mystery for specialists, as they cannot yet explain exactly for what purposes these heads were placed in the tomb. It is known that the first such sculptures were found back in 1894, and since that time, the number of heads discovered has exceeded 30. These limestone heads were called spare heads because of their outward resemblance to real human heads, as if they served as some kind of stockpile. Amazingly, through centuries of looting of pyramids and pharaonic tombs by black archaeologists, these heads have remained untouched, which only adds to their mystery. But if I were the robbers, I wouldn't touch such exhibits either. The mummy, known as the Screaming Woman, was found in 1881 near Luxor, in a tomb along with other mummies of 40 members of the pharaonic dynasty. For a long time, the origin and cause of the unusual expression of the face of the mummy remained a mystery to scientists. However, thanks to modern technology, in particular computer tomography, researchers were able to come closer to solving this mystery. The woman, first thought to be an Egyptian princess, is believed to have died some 3,000 years ago as a result of a heart attack accompanied by severe pain and convulsions. This may have caused her face to contort and her mouth to open instinctively as if in terror. Unlike traditional burials, where Egyptians tended to preserve the deceased with the mouth closed and in a relaxed pose, in this case the embalmers, for unknown reasons, left the woman's facial expression and body posture unchanged. And as promised, a discovery that raises a lot of questions. In 2017, while exploring the Great Pyramid of Giza using Moon radiography and thermal imaging technology, experts discovered an unexpected discovery. Alongside the already known rooms and burial chambers that were discovered more than a century ago, an unexplored void was found. This new room, more than 30 meters long, was located directly above the corridor, known as the Great Gallery, inside the pyramid. This discovery has been the subject of much interest and speculation among scientists, as it is not yet clear what the purpose of this void is and what it may contain. Researchers express hope that with the help of robotic technologies, it will be possible to conduct a more detailed study of this space and, perhaps, to reveal new secrets of ancient Egyptian construction wisdom, without damaging the pyramids themselves. And so, in March 2023, a group of scientists from different countries made a startling discovery in the Pyramid of Cheops in Giza, discovering a secret tunnel as well. How big is it? This tunnel is 9 meters long and over 2 meters wide. Archaeologists believe that no one has set foot in this place for the last 4,500 years, that is, since the pyramid was erected in 2560 BC. The expedition was led by Zahi Hawass, former Egyptian Minister of Antiquities. He suggested that behind the discovered chamber may hide something even more significant, perhaps even the tomb of Pharaoh Cheops himself. But to destroy the walls and break straight through the dead end at the end of the tunnel, scientists are in no hurry. Why? First, they want to conduct a spectral analysis and illuminate the walls to understand how to proceed. As you can realize, Egypt holds many more mysteries. We can only hope that we will get answers to them in our lifetime. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to put a like and subscribe to the channel. There are many more interesting, shocking, and exciting things ahead of you.